Comic Army. My name is Chris the Comic Vet. Hope this video finds you safe and well. You're going to have to forgive me as I'm battling a little bit of a autumn flu bug right now. The temperature is changing here in Ontario, Canada, and it kind of caught me off guard. Either way, it's New Comic Book Day, so this is what's in my pull list. So it's a little bit of a lighter week, and we're going to waste no time. We're going to get into this. But first, I'm going to ask you to make sure that you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed. Get a comment ready. Let me know if you agree with me for cover of the week or not. And what's the big book you're chasing this week? And also, thank you to Chris from Retro Rocket Comics, who had my pull list waiting for me. Friend of my channel, friend of your channel. Make sure you're following Retro Rocket Comics across all their social media platforms, please. If you're no stranger to my channel, you'll know how I feel about John Romita Jr.'s work when it comes to The Amazing Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man obviously is the franchise title from Marvel Comics, and lately the covers have not been good with the cover A's when it comes to John Romita Jr.'s artwork. This is no different. This is definitely maybe a D, C-. This is just not that good. Now, Spider-Man himself is not bad. As you can see, that's shattering through a glass building. But again, the villain's artwork, it's just not up to speed. It's not up to par. This is The Amazing Spider-Man. This is the franchise. This is the one that hooks new readers in. This is when they see The Amazing Spider-Man, they're like, oh, there's Spider-Man. This is not the quality work that you want when you're trying to hook in readers. That's a story for another day. This is ASM 59, Legacy 953. We're getting closer and closer to issue 1000. And Zeb Wells, John Romita Jr., I can't wait for them to be done. To be honest, this tag team, which was so hopeful a few years ago, it is what it is at this point, right? Let's get into Venom. Venom issue 38, Legacy 238. And here we go. Here you have the Sorcerer Supreme on the front cover here, Doctor Strange. And a whole lot of interesting stuff happening here, let's be honest. Looking forward to getting into this one. This is obviously not an Al Ewing Venom, so I'm not sure if there actually is a change or if this is just a little blip on the radar when it comes to this creative team that's here. But looking forward to getting into this. I do enjoy Doctor Strange stories. Let's get into the independents and cover of the week. Cover of the week belongs to Daniel Warren Johnson for his issue of Lucky 13 for Transformers. And it is the return of Starscream on the cover here. Yes, one of the best characters in the early run of this Transformers volume was Starscream, in my opinion. It was Starscream, straight up. And here we are now with this fantastic Daniel Warren Johnson take on the return of Starscream. Or this might just be a teaser, let's be honest. But his take on Starscream, I think, is second to none. Really enjoy this. Again, aside from what's raining down on him, you have a standard black background, something that I enjoy. I like those solid cover backgrounds when it comes to color work. And then obviously you have Starscream here just ripped to pieces, but still holding on. And yeah, one of the best villains in Transformers, spotlighted on the cover here. Definitely cover of the week. All right. The book that I'm looking forward to reading the most is obviously DC versus Vampires. Issue 3 is now out from the mind of Matthew Rosenberg and the artwork of Otto Schmidt, which has been fantastic this way along. But here is DC versus Vampires World War V. Really excited about getting to this. I'm enjoying this second volume. At first I was a little nervous, but it started off with a bang. There's been death all the way. There's been death in every issue. There's been battles. There's been very strong dialogue to let people know what's happening in different parts of the world. And yeah, I'm really like how it's shaping up. Either this issue or the next one is definitely when you know what's going to hit the fan. So I'm really excited about getting into DC versus Vampires World War V issue number 3. Really excited. Okay, Now let's get into two books that's going to be featured in the Comic Army box giveaway. And all you have to do to get a way in and an opportunity to try and win some of these books and ones that are going to be spotlighted on this channel over the next couple weeks is simply join the channel membership. The join button's down below. There are 2 tiers for you to select from if you decide to do so. The first book that's going in is a spec book, and that is All In. All In Special issue number 1, featuring the first appearance of the Absolute characters, Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Superman, and so on and so on. This book is going in, as is the hottest book for today, Absolute Batman issue number 1. So yes, the big hot seller from today, along with All In that came out last week, these 2 books are going to be spotlighted into the Comic Army box giveaway, which will be given away during Show Us What You Got, the first Wednesday of November at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. There will be a duck race to see who wins. Again, all you have to do is hit that join button down below and select one of the 2 tiers for you to join. And the last book I'm going to show is the one I just spotlighted. I picked up Absolute Batman. Looking forward to reading this. I've heard good things. Chris of Retro Rocket Comics said this is a nice return to a different kind of Batman. And yeah, I get what DC is doing here. DC and Marvel borrow each other's ideas all the time. And now we have Absolute Batman kind of riding the coattails of Ultimate Spider-Man and the Ultimate World that's going on in Marvel right now, which has been very well received. And now we have the Absolute World, or All-In World, happening in DC. But they brought out Scott Snyder to return to write Absolute Batman. Excellent. Great call, DC. Good for you. I wish Marvel would do that with the Amazing Spider-Man. But that, again, is a video for another day. So, this is my copy of Absolute Batman, issue number 1. And, yeah, they got Bruce looking like a brick, you know what here. He's just an enormous man. And, I did pick up one for a little bit of an investment. We'll see what happens with it. That the Batman number 1 for the New 52, that does hold a little bit of value. So we'll see what happens with Absolute Batman number 1. Will it stand up against the test of time, or will it belly flop all over the place? We will see. So, do you agree with me for cover of the week? Do you agree with me with that Daniel Warren Johnson Starscream on Transformers issue 13? Or are you kind of liking that cover A for Absolute Batman over the Daniel Warren Johnson? At this point, I'm going to ask you to make sure that you leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed. Appreciate all of that. Until we see you again, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me. Again, apologies about having the flu bug. Hopefully this time next week, I'm back to 100%. Till we see you again, take care.